I had one of our younger guys here call Pearl Jam classic rock, and I went, no way. We have gone to our very own Kurt Loder behind the scenes, Roberto. Hatchet and Sully have no opinion. Hatchet does not listen to white rock and roll. That was his words, not mine. Sully is 23, so he's out because he agrees with Birchie. And me and Riger are the old guys in here. I'm going, it can't be classic rock. Yes, Roberto. Okay. Or would you prefer to be called Dan Cortez?
So if you think about it, Pearl Jam's first album came out 25 years ago. So in 1991, music that would have been 25 years old would be 1966. So that would be The Doors, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Right, but classic rock is the foundation of rock music, the genre. Rock and roll did not exist before classic rock.
You can say that.
I choose to because I also don't want to die. I don't like this.
Yeah, but you get where Roberto's coming from.
I do, but also
eventually it's all going to be classic rock.
But no, I really think it's broken down into genres. Ticket techs are rolling in. People right now, I will tell you, this is a huge response to the Caputo Open. The Caputo intro is lit. Might tailgate to it on Saturday while I drink myself out of my Spartan misery. Oh my God, at the opening Caputo song, best one yet. Pearl Jam and Nirvana are on classic rock stations. Oh, no.
Are they really?
I'm 25, and Pearl Jam is not classic rock. By far, most creative and original remix, the essence of Caputo shines through in every note. Thank you. 25 years old, hell no, Pearl Jam isn't classic. You're just talking to kids who haven't expanded their musical tastes. Mike, I'm 33. No, LOL. I'm 23 and a rock fan. No way is Pearl Jam classic. Classics the 60s and 70s. There we go. See, people are on my side with this. This is good. Let me knock a few of the calls down. And then I can talk about hating Cub fan.
Yeah.
If I may. I'll go to Dave, 97.1. What's up, Dave?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, you know, I got to say, I'm 63 years old, so I understand, you know, classic rock to me is 60s and 70s. Hands down. Oldies is 50s. 80s and 90s, I'm not even sure where that fits in yet. And I think today's music is kind of like trying to figure out where it wants to be. But, I mean, I like it all. I mean, I have loves from every generation. But, you know, I mean, if you want to debate whether Pearl Jam is classic, no way. Not even close.
All right, see, Dave, I thank you. Because, again, if I have to call it classic, it means I'm officially old. And I do feel like a has-been. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, you're getting up there. There's no question. 36.
I know.
That's about when I started to, like, contemplate my mortality, Michael.
Oh, I've done that for years. Let's go to Cliff.
See, that's not healthy.
Oh, no, you always do. I mean,
It shouldn't start in your 20s.
Well, you always think about stuff like that when people you love die or when, you know, like you see your parents go from just being your parents to being older. Like, my parents aren't old, but they're older.
My parents never grow in my mind. Like, my mom is 72, 73.
All right, newsflash, Tito.
She seems like 50.
No, your mom's old. Call her what it is.
No.
All right, we'll go to Cliff, 97.1. What's up, Cliff?
Hey, what's up, guys? You know, young people, they got no perspective. If Wahlberg didn't zip it to their iPhone on Facebook, it never happened. You know, like, it goes back into the 80s even. There were different genres. There was, like, Hair. There was, like, that L.A. dark scene with, like, Tool and Jane's Addiction and maybe even Guns N' Roses and Rage Against the Machine in there.
Rage was more 90s, I think, but go on.
And then it went into, like, you know, the whole alternative thing with Seattle. But, no, it is not classic rock. It is not. It's so different.
See, Cliff, I'm with you. Like, like when I was explaining this to Roberto, like Birchie was like, oh, yeah, it's classic rock. And I'm like, Will, classic rock is like 60s, 70s. It's Beatles all the way through the 70s and Lynyrd Skynyrd and stuff like that.
And
I'm
the
like,
Stones and Zeppelin.
Yeah.
It's not Pearl Jam.
Because once that stopped, like, okay, anything in the 80s is considered 80s music. Like the 80s is the time period we goof on. And I think we're in another time period right now that 30 years from now we're going to goof on that.
No question.
Like when people, can you imagine people from the future, like 2045, right? David's grandkids. when old ass Hatchet is in that rocking chair, screaming at the kids to shut up, leave him alone as he watches the Steelers. Can you imagine 2045 when people listen to Drake? Or like, Schoolboy Q or Fetty Wap? Like, can you imagine when people look back at this? Because, like, I look at rap music when I was growing up, and it was Nas and Biggie and Tupac and EPMD and Eric B. and Rakim and, like, real MCs, guys who told stories through words, right?
Run DMC,
Right,
NWA.
dude. Yeah, man, you get this music today. I go, my God. I see how David handles today's rap music. David does not like it. It's unacceptable. Look at that, unacceptable.
I'll fully admit I'm a little out of touch with today's music, but just think about how excited you got back in the day to go to a rock concert, like to go see Metallica live.
Dude, I was excited to buy a CD.
Yeah.
Think about what a loser.
What about, I
We all
remember,
were losers.
I was excited to buy a tape when they went from all white to clear. When you actually saw the film in the tape,
God.
like, wow, an Ozzy Osbourne tape. This is kick-ass.
Amazing. Go to Mo. He's in Canton. What's up, Mo?
Hey, Michael, how are you?
Good.
Listen, I'm a couple years older than you, and I remember hearing Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, on a classic rock station. I walked into work sulking, big time. Buddy asked me what's going on. I go, dude, I heard Nirvana on classic rock station. He put his hand on my shoulder and says, yeah, I know, sucks getting old, dude, doesn't it? So it is what it is. You can accept it or deny it, but yes, we are getting old, and that has been like Nirvana, and we're talking about 25, then they're close to 30 years old.
Hey, Mo. Mo, so if you're talking about Nirvana as classic rock, then what about the Foo Fighters when Grohl starts that? Are they classic rock?
Mainly because
And then what about Green Day? They were here yesterday. Are they classic rock?
It's on the edge. It's right on the edge, I'd say, Foo Fighters. Mainly because they're still putting out
Holy
music to this
hell,
very
that's
day.
depressing.
Oh, my God. This is awful.
The Foo Fighters are classic rock.
The Foo Fighters are one of my favorite groups ever.
They're fantastic.
I know. I love it. But if you think about it, it's also like for the other genres, like Jodeci with the old school R&B or Boyz II Men, that would still be the old school R&B. Sort of like how we looked at the Isley Brothers back when we were listening to Jodeci when they came out. I mean, it's the same thing. And even these subgenres that you guys say, well, this is grunge or this is alternative. It's not, because it's just another subgenre of rock, just like how folk or acid rock was back in those days.
I think this birthday is going to send me into a nervous
That's
breakdown.
interesting what he just mentioned, the fact that like R&B and hip-hop can be referred to as old school instead of classic rock, and maybe that's a little more acceptable.
Thank you, Daisy Fuentes. I mean, this is terrible.
It happens in your mid-30s. See, I'm over this all.
I don't like it.
It only goes downhill from here. Just wait till you start waking up in the morning and you can't move your legs. They're
And the
like
other
just
thing you
heavy.
got to consider is Dave Grohl, Eddie Vedder, the guys at Pearl Jam, these guys are all 50 years old.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, Dave Grohl is not 50 years old. There's no way in hell.
Look it up.
What about that Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day? You're telling me he's 50? He runs around like he's 22. There's no way.
Dave Grohl is 47 years old.
See, that's not 50. It's not 50. Doesn't count.
This is terrible.
No, there's no way. There's no way those bands are considered classic rock.
I don't want to do this anymore.
There's no way, dude.
I mean, I never considered Pearl Jam classic rock. This is horrible.
You saw Rose Bowl, dude.
No, that's why I'm not that upset.
Your life is complete.
No, it's
what
the
else
truth.
do you want, really?
You know what's funny? You bring that up, but it's so true. I think because of the last 3 years in specific with Michigan State, it's why I just don't. I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, I get pissed off. I mean, like, I hate Dave Warner, and I hate the fact that, we stink and we're awful. But, like, I don't know. I kind of just look at it like, all right, well, if MSU spends money and decides they want to be a big boy, I'll continue to really be involved. But if they don't, I guess I'll just kind of let it fade away like everything else.
You know what you are?
And I'll sit in my rocking chair with my classic rock, and I'll listen to the Foo Fighters.
You're a father without kids.
Oh, my God.
Roberto, let's be honest. You've given up in life, right?
Quickly.
Yeah, just thumbs up, yeah. Absolutely. After a certain age, you give up. I think you're at that point.
Well, we're off and running here on a Tuesday.
Poor man.
97.1.